Hey, what's up? It's DJ. Today we've got a ton of mods and maps released for all platforms. This is a standalone new map video. We got 4 maps to talk about. There's also a mod pack that only works on one of the maps, but it's not required. We'll take a look at it anyway. Hey, if you like staying updated with all the latest mods and maps released for Farm Sim, get subscribed and let's do it. Starting off, we've got the map New Bartelshagen. This has been around for a few games now. I believe I remember playing this back in it was either Farm Sim 17, but definitely Farm Sim 19. I can't remember if we saw this at 22 or not, but hey, it is here for 25 and things have changed. I don't remember exactly how everything was, but it didn't look like this, I don't think, but it's very cool nonetheless. Let's go over to our farmlands so we can kind of get an idea of what we can buy and what we can't buy. So as you can see here, you can only buy the fields themselves. You can't buy the area outside of them, which might be detrimental when you're trying to plow a couple fields together. Quite a few of these look like they could be plowed together, but you don't own the land in the middle, so it'll be physically impossible. For everything else, there's quite a few things that you've got, but you do start with some small areas right here in the middle, and then you can expand from there. Some of the big fields are going to cost you a little bit: $909,000, 1.03 mil, 642 or 643, 849, 830. You get the idea. We've also got an area down here, which is very, very cool. Let's poke around, and we'll take a look. This is actually your farm shop, so this is where everything that you purchase will be delivered, which is kind of cool. You've also got the area across from that, which you own. That is your shop, and the buildings have been swapped out and changed and all kinds of good stuff, which is really neat. Then, if we can kind of poke around a little bit, yep, I guess those are the only 3 things we own. I was going to try and fast farm, but nope. And then let's fast farm down through here. Boom. Fast farm, fast travel. And this is going to be more for animals, and it is going to be for silos and things like that. So if we pop around, take a look, see what we've got in here. So we've got our herbicide setup, seed setup, liquid fertilizer. We've also got the regular fertilizer over here. We've got our regular silo, I guess, and then down here we've got the root crop storage. So none of this is for animals, huh? I guess not. They look like animal pens to me. Maybe that's just me. Do we have any animals whatsoever? Well, easy way to find that out, I guess. Go to animals. We do own a horse pasture, but there are no horses in it. So that's about it. Yeah, check that out. We do have an area right over here. I believe this is going to be said horse pasture. If we pop down and take a look and see what we've got. Please tell me what you are. All right. Yep. Can't. There you go, horses. Okay. So that's where your horse pasture is going to be. Otherwise, yeah, there's not really a lot more to talk about. It's New Bartelshagen, man. It is a very different map than we've seen in the past. Here is your crop calendar, if that matters to you. Again, the only animal pasture that you own starting off is your horse pasture. Jumping down to productions, we get the owned small glass greenhouse. And if we go over from that, you can see we've got a lot more productions to choose from. And as far as your vehicles go, here you go. You can kind of take a look and see everything that you get through here. Next new map for all platforms is Tässi Farm from Carl TG and Wiki Plays. Carl's actually got 2 maps out today. This is a small cow farm located on the southern part of Estonia, established in 1997. It's got a total of 7 forestry areas with over 22,000 trees, an industrial area to sell every FS25 crop production, and a small cow farm that can be fully customized. There's also 20 fields ranging from 0.9 to 15.3 hectares, custom Estonian license plates, and a new crop, Peat, which can be found up here. And we also have a mod to go along with it, although it's not required. We're going to look at that here momentarily, but I want to finish looking at this map before we look at the Peat equipment. So you've got quite a few different setups through here. If we go up to the top and we go over to farmland that we own, well, we're going to be getting this area here, farmland number 11 and 25. I don't believe we've got anything else. Oh, no, we do. We have farmland 15 up here. So there is that. Let's travel over and see what kind of trouble we can get into. Kind of looks like somebody just cut some trees down and put the farm in here, and I dig it. Love the ground decoration. Yeah, that's the right word. Yeah, stuff's just kind of everywhere. I mean, it looks like the map area, or this area anyway, is just kind of been built up over time, and stuff is where it is. I dig it. I think that's super cool. Hey, there's a 400 that's real rusty. That's super cool. Very, very cool. So now that you've seen the main farm, let's go check out the peat equipment, which is used on these fields over here. Here it is. Now we'll be going over the equipment itself in the mod video. However, I wanted to show you kind of how things work. So we've got the production miller. This goes behind your tractor, you pull it along, and it will pull the peat out of the ground. Then you've got the ridger, which think of this as like a windrow, more or less. And then you've got the pickup here. This will be pulled behind your tractor, pick up the peat, and put it into here and hold 45,000 liters of it. Then you have your flatbed right here, which kind of helps to transport everything over. Is a modified version of what looks to be the base game Load King Loader. So there is that, and we've got similar setups. Speaking of, we'll take a look at the license plate. So here's your license plate for the map itself. So let's take a look at how the peat works. So first things first, we need to buy this area. There we go. We have it now, and we'll see what kind of trouble we can get into with this. As far as peat goes, I am kind of interested in it. We could take a look in here, see if we can find peat. There you go. So we are in the harvest season, which is very nice. And then you've got all of this whole area. Let's see growth. All right, looks like it's ready to harvest. How do you plant it? It just kind of is. You don't plant peat. What am I saying? It's basically just it's stuff in the ground. Let's put this down. There it is. And go along. Oh, do we need to turn it on? We do need to turn it on. There we go. So now, hang on. Sorry, I got some buttons that don't like working together. There we go. Yeah. I don't think we can our worker steering assist all this stuff. So we just go along and peat comes out of the ground. Like that. And now the next setup can actually be run both ways here. There we go. We've got the windrow bit at the front, and we've got basically a loading wagon at the back. So we'll grab these, we'll drop the front down, and then we turn that on. Does it really need to be turned on? Turn on Peat Ridger. I guess so. Maybe that's the way that it's set up. Who knows? All right, we'll lower the back, turn it on as well. Tell you what, it handles great, that's for sure. And we'll put all that together and pick it up. There you go. All right. So we are picking up peat and doing good. So some of you may know about peat. It's used to for heating, for smoking things, that kind of thing. So now that we've got the peat, we need to figure out where we're going to sell it. So let's see if we can find peat. There we go. And it looks like, oh wow, yeah, you want to do peat. Look at that price right there. $40,000. And I'm not using like cheats where it makes your money higher either. That's just, God, so insane. Yeah, you definitely want to be doing this. So yeah, there you go. That's that. We'll take a look real quick at vehicles. You can kind of ignore the peat equipment in here because it doesn't come with it. But you do get all of that stuff over by the main farm. Cool, very cool. A lot of equipment. Plenty of stuff to get started with, and I am going to continue doing this because it is $40,000 per 1,000 liters. Oh yeah, and peat can be implemented into other maps and things like that. However, they do ask for permissions, or for credits rather, before doing that. So there you go. The next map is another Carl TG map. This is Silver Lake Forest. With this one, you've got quite a few sell points, including a train, railroad silo, storage bay. All in-game products can be sold at these. You got 3 big forestry areas on the map, animal trader, and all the things you would expect on a normal map. By the way, the train tweaking out like that is not him. That's just what the train does in Farm Sim now, even though patch 1.6 says it finished it. so I don't know what to tell you. It's not a map thing, it's a farm sim thing. There's also 27 fields on here, so there you go. It is a full 2 kilometer by 2 kilometer card, and yeah, you don't own a whole lot to get started. We'll take a look here and see. You get this wee bitty area down here, but it is what it is. Also, you could buy this entire forestry piece for 136,000. Yeah, that's wild. You've also got another one in here like that. That whole area is $23,000. Goodness gracious, that was 21 up through there, and then 12,000 there. So you can easily buy basically the entire map. The fields are pretty cheap too. So if you give yourself a $1 million loan, you might be able to buy literally the entire map before you even do anything. That would be a lot of work, but you could do it if you wanted to. Hey, go for it. Why not, right? I'm saying it's a 2 kilometer card, but I don't actually know. Looking at it here, we need to pull this up and see what we get when we get all the way down to the bottom. Oh, it's 2 kilometers. Yeah, 2,000. It's a full-size normal map. Just doesn't look it. I think just because it's fairly open and mainly logging and small field based. As far as everything else goes, here is your crop calendar. So very similar thing, but it does look like it's been changed a little bit from what we're used to seeing. We've also got no animals to start with. We do own the sawmill, or the sawmill is available, sorry, but nothing owned. And then as far as our vehicles, you can kind of take a look here and see what you get. Pretty standard starting stuff. Lastly, we have the map Calmlands, which oddly enough has the least amount of stuff on it, but required mods. We couldn't get away with just using base game equipment with literally nothing on the map. Nonetheless, it is kind of angled from the southern end to the northern end of the map. Basically, everything that is on the map is up here on the top right-hand side. You do have a farm up here, plus you've got your whole little town area and stuff like that. And really, that's it. If we take a look here, everything else is open. Everything else is, well, it's just meadow for the most part. So if you like mowing, maybe this is going to be your thing. But other than that, I'm not really quite sure what to tell you. There are some neat areas, like this area with the bridge. That's pretty cool. Some water areas. Those are nice. Let's come down to the water and see if we can get it moving around a little bit. Yeah, there you go. Gotta love farm sims moving water. And of course, the riverway moving towards the left-hand side. But again, there is not a whole lot to it. Pricing, if we take a look, 185,000, and 185,000 is basically going to be around the same price that you're going to be paying. Some are a little bit more, some are a little bit less, and they are not squares. They do overlap in like a brick pattern, so it's going to be quite difficult to get an entire plot and square it off. So just a heads up there, wanted to let you know. If we take a look at the crop calendar, there you go, there's your crop calendar. Cow pasture, you do have, was that 8 cows to start with? Nothing else through there. As far as contracts, there are none. And then production chains, there are no productions on the map. Wow. And then as far as starting vehicles, we get a handful of equipment. You can see it all there. And as always, taking a look at the required mods. Here are the 3 required mods, and that is it. Those are all of your new maps today for all platforms. No PC only maps today, so that's great news. Hope you enjoyed this one. Drop a like if you did, get subscribed if you are new, and join the DjGoHam fam. Double check your notifications, that way you don't miss the mod video when that drops. Hope you have an awesome day. We'll see you soon.